Well, it became evident that I'm going to need the valve cover on because I need to line up the timing marks that are on it. That's kind of exciting because I'm so excited about how this thing looks, and I haven't gotten to see what it looks like yet. So that's what it looks like. Awesome. Dude, that looks legit. Okay, well that wasn't too bad. It actually wasn't hard. What you do is just line up this guy, you know, you've had the mark on the belt and you have the direction of the belt. Line it up with your notch, make sure that it's in top dead center, and then bring it straight down, and you're just gonna put like a quarter or an eighth of an inch of the belt on. Do the same down there. Bring it straight down, put just an eighth of an inch of the belt down, then pull it in tight, and you're just gonna wander around, like, you know, tapping here, tapping there, and you just kind of quarter inch it on. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a big wrench and we're gonna turn the crankshaft a full 2 rotations. And that should be enough to the piston all the way down, and then the piston all the way back up. So it'll be back to top dead center, and if we did it right, everything will line up the way it is now. If there's something wrong, we'll find out now and not start and ruin the car. Okay, dudes and dudettes, fellow Metro drivers and pirates of the highway, check this out. I just did it. 2 full rotations and everything lines up, but I'm gonna show you because I just realized I could do it from up above where you could see. Okay, see the red line and the red, there's the pointer, and there's the red line. Follow it up, and you've got the notch lined up with that. Now, we're gonna go 2 full rotations, okay? 1 rotation, and it'll kind of, I did this from laying on the ground earlier, but then I realized, because I had to fine tune it from up here to get the full, like this last little bit. So that's 1 rotation. So that'll be like bottom dead center probably. That's the number 1 piston. We're gonna go all the way around. Here we go, guys. Are you excited? I'm excited. Line it up. That looks really good, and oh yeah! Okay, so I think we're not gonna blow up, which is a good goal, right? So now, all we really have to do is put the timing cover on and find all the bolts and figure that out. Figure out how to put these guys back in and bolt down the valve cover. You know, fill it with oil, fill it with coolant, and try starting it. And we'll pray a lot that it works. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're getting really close here. Here's where we're at. We're underneath the car, and this is the timing cover. There's the timing marks. And where we're at now is we're gonna put on the pulleys and the belts. So this is the crankshaft pulley. It's keyed, so we'll go with that little notch. See that extra hole that's not for one of the bolts? It's gonna go in there. Yeah, there we go. That's how it goes. And then it's 8mm bolts. There's 5 of them. So the crankshaft pulley is assembled. Awesome. And now we're gonna do the water pump pulley. It's this guy right here. These are 10mm bolts. There's 4 of them. Should go pretty quick. Oh yes, that is in fact a gloss red water pump pulley. So I'm getting a little carried away with paint, but whatever. While I was doing that, okay, so this wiring harness attaches, you know, with these little clips to the timing belt cover, and then I noticed this plug gets plugged in here. All right, so we're nearing the end of, well, we're nearing tomorrow morning, but while the paint dries, I'm going to go ahead and install the spark plugs. So this is a spark plug socket. It's got a rubber deal in there. I think you can actually see it, that's nice. That grabs onto this porcelain part so that you don't drop the spark plug, because you're gonna have to put it down in a hole and you don't want it to be fallen, and then you need to thread it carefully, and once it's going, then you screw it in. We're gonna put anti-seize compound that looks like this on the threads, so it's funny because I have this left over from the last time I did the spark plugs on the Geo, because there's only 3 of them, and obviously most cars have more, and so they give you more, enough to do a Geo twice in probably a normal car. You know, probably just do 1 for 38 or something normally. Okay, like I said, fairly straightforward. You get some anti-seize compound on those threads. You jam them, the porcelain part into the rubber deal. So it's like, but we're getting close. We really are. We gotta run some belts. We gotta fill the oil and the coolant, and then put the spark plug wires on. But we're really, really, really close. Okay, dude, man, I'm so close and so far. So I'm making progress. It looks awesome, except for that the pulley is on backwards, so it needs to be flipped over because it needs to line up with that alternator back there. So, back to work. Yay, I'm so happy. Okay, so while that water pump pulley is drying, because I painted the other side, I decided to get ahead and put the air cleaner assembly on. But check this out. Anybody recognize that? That's the plug we've been missing. So we now know where all the wires go. Awesome. And this black dealie there and this, they're both going to hook up to this thing. So everything is going to fit. It's just going to pop on there. It's pretty easy. So I'll do that now. Okay, so we're into the car, getting the belts done. In theory, getting the car done. We're really close now. So if you remember from the take apart video, the alternator is put into a situation where it makes the belt super loose. This is the alternator up here. Back here. It's pushed, it rotates, so it's rotated, so this is nice and loose, and I could just thread this one on, so get all the teeth. It goes on the back of this, the crankshaft pulley. Goes on the closest to the block, okay? And then what I found to do this other one, and this is after about 30 minutes of finagling it, and I will admit my brain is tired and I'm not all the way awake. Best thing to do is route it around this balancer looking thing, and then around this, and then I just threaded it so you can see it's just, the teeth are on it, on this side, and then the belt comes off as it goes up, which should work because now I'll take the 17mm wrench and turn the crank, and it should come on as I crank. Yeah, that worked really good. So I just put one hand, turning the crank, and the other hand I guided the belt up the pulley, and it went on. I went around a couple times because it was a little off on this balancer looking thing. So it now is on. Now I need to go give the alternator some tension. Let's see how you do that. Okay, now this other belt is the alternator and the crankshafts and the water pump. So it goes to all three, but the way you tighten it is with this alternator. So if you can see that, it's on like a sliding deal. So watch, if I push this, and I just have literally a giant crowbar, I'm sliding it to create a lot of tension. It's tightening the belt, and what we want to do is get that super tight and then throw that bolt back in there, because if you have it loose, it's going to squeak like crazy, and that's awesome, but we're going to go with not that. Okay, it's 3:15 a.m. It's been a really long, ridiculous project, but a lot of it really would have gone faster if I'd known what to do. So this will not take you nearly as long as it's taken me, because I think I started at like 5 last night, so that would be, I don't know, 10 hours or something crazy. So that's all right. Basically, it's not like it just took me an hour to do those two belts, and you could do that in 15 minutes. So lots of it's like that. The point being, I just dropped the air filter on. We are ready to add oil, add coolant, say a quick prayer, and try to start it. So let's do those things.